Now there's a child that's going to be left with no parents, no grandparents, and it's just a tragedy when there was definitely something that could have prevented this.
4 weekends in a row, the city of Columbia has seen gun violence, resulting in injury and last night, death. 22-year-old Lea'Johna Sanders and her grandmother, 53-year-old Laura Myers, were shot to death.
Around 11 p.m. on November 6th, Columbia police responded to reports of shots being fired in the 1600 block of Boyd Lane on Columbia's east side. Upon arrival, they would find 2 women suffering from apparent gunshot wounds.
2 reports of shots fired around 11 p.m. last night here on the 1600 block of Boyd Lane. Now, once officers arrived on scene, they found 1 woman dead and another woman with gunshot wounds in a home. When our news crews arrived on scene, they saw several police cars and crime scene tape blocking the area. CPD says there is no threat to the community and asks the public to avoid the area.
We're currently investigating the scene. We have our detectives and the crime scene investigators on scene currently trying to find evidence and analyzing what went down.
The victims were identified as 22-year-old Lea'Johna Sanders, who was sadly pronounced dead at the scene, and her 53-year-old grandmother, Laura Myers, who was taken by EMS to a local hospital and later succumbed to her injuries. Court documents reveal 911 dispatchers heard gunshots go off in the background of a call before the 2 women were killed. According to a probable cause statement, Boone County Joint Communications received a call around 10:48 p.m. Lea'Johna informed dispatchers that her child's father, 35-year-old Derek Cadillac, refused to give her keys back and that he had been abusing her and threatened her several times. She then informed dispatchers that Derek had a gun in his pocket. Dispatchers heard several gunshots and also a reference of a baby being in the room. An infant was later located inside of the apartment. During the investigation, detectives developed probable cause to arrest Derek. He was arrested in Moberly and was later taken to the Boone County Jail. His vehicle was later located without front or rear license plates. According to police, Derek told them he was asleep when Lea'Johna came in and started fighting with him. He said Laura had his gun while him and Lea'Johna were fighting, and he claimed that Laura shot at him. Derek then told the police he fought Laura over the gun, at which point it eventually went off. He said he then retrieved the gun and shot her before leaving the home. Derek also has an active case for second-degree domestic assault, endangering the welfare of a child, and third-degree domestic assault. The alleged crimes in that case took place in August, where the victim said she woke up to Derek strangling her. The victim said he also punched her on the left side of her face and her stomach. The victim had red marks and scratches visible on both sides of her neck and upper chest, and there were also red marks on her abdomen. Derek was released on a $6,000 bond and has a November 30th initial appearance in court scheduled for that case.
Derek made his first appearance virtually in the Boone County Courthouse today. He did not enter a guilty or not guilty plea and told the judge he will be hiring a lawyer.
Armed criminal action is an unclassified felony. The A felonies carry between 10 years and 30 years or life in prison.
Neighbors and family were devastated at the loss of the 2 women, describing them both as amazing people, the kind of individuals you would want to live next door to. Laura was described as someone who always gave, and Lea'Johna was a wonderful mother to her 1-year-old son, with whom she shared with the suspect. The day after the murders, a neighbor spent time setting up a memorial with balloons and flowers.
Anthony Flowers has been in both their lives for several years and calls himself Lea'Johna's uncle.
I'm still in shock because Laura, if she's ever had any kind of issue, wherever she's lived, she's always immediately called me, because she knows I will be there, but I just wish she would have.
Police found Sanders dead, and Myers later died from her injuries. Columbia police arrested 35-year-old Cadillac Derek in connection with the shooting. Flowers told us Derek was dating Sanders, and he said they had faced challenges, and he believes events went too far this time.
Was beating her up, and then Laura went over there to intervene, and before she could put the phone down, she heard a gunshot, and God only knows what happened when she walked in.
In the wake of tragedy and with the recent gun violence in the city, Flowers says he wants more accountability from the justice system.
You'll have people shoot somebody and they're back out on the streets in 2 years, 4 years, So what is the deterrent?
See my wife pulls up, and there's 3 more cops following behind her.
53-year-old Laura Myers was one of the 2 women killed in a Columbia shooting last night. Sunday, neighbors set up a memorial by her front door.
Just numb. I don't know how to feel.
DeMonte Haley and his family said just earlier this week, Myers brought over snacks and cereal for his daughters.
Laura was one I was giving people. She's always giving to my kids.
DeMonte's daughter Taylor agrees.
If it's really hot outside, she'll give us popsicles. Sometimes she'll let us go inside of her house. And she was never a mean person. She was very kind.
Taylor left a drawing on Myers' front door, a gesture for the woman next door who would draw and play games with her.
I just wanted to make them something and have it there so a lot of people can notice how wonderful they are.
The Haleys said they would spend hours outside talking on the porch with Myers.
She was like a mother figure to me and my kids.
The emptiness of one chair weighing heavily on the smallest next door neighbor.
How are you feeling right now?
Sad.
Why is that?
Because they're gone.
35-year-old Cadillac Derrick was arrested and charged with 2 counts of second-degree murder and 2 counts of armed criminal action. He appeared in court Monday afternoon for an arraignment. His next court date was set for November 15th, and his preliminary hearing is set for December 7th. He remains in the Boone County Jail without bond for the weekend. The investigation remains ongoing.